You know what's wild to think about? That face you see looking back at you in the mirror every morning, the one you probably just call average, might actually be hiding a real deal genius. Come a little closer, because I've got a secret for you. Some of the most brilliant folks I've ever met truly believe they're nothing special. It's a funny trick our minds play. The faster your brain's processor runs, the more you realize just how much information you haven't even downloaded yet. Now, if you recognize yourself in even 3 of the 10 points we're about to walk through, your brain is tuned to a completely different frequency. You've just gotten so used to it that you don't even notice your hardware is running at its absolute limit. But trust me, number 7 is going to make you look at yourself in a whole new light. Habit 1. We talk less, but scan way deeper. Most people treat a conversation like a race. Whoever jams their words in first wins. But people with a high IQ, they pause. They can sit right there in the quiet while everyone else is scrambling to fill the silence with noise. And it's not because they're shy. It's because their internal radar is running a security check on every word before it hits the air. Research shows they actually pre-talk their sentences inside their head first. That's why when they finally do speak, it sounds like an 8K image in a world full of blurry pixels. They aren't just making sound for the sake of it, they're broadcasting real meaning. To them, words have weight, not just volume. Habit 2. We question even the obvious stuff. Let's be real, people like this can be a handful. You tell them the sky is blue, and they're already asking how the light refracts. You say, that's just how the world works, and they've already got a tab open to find the exceptions. They aren't trying to be difficult, they're just genuinely hungry for the truth. They don't argue to win a trophy, they do it to update their own database. Blindly following orders feels to them like trying to breathe through a plastic bag. Habit 3. We're obsessed with patterns. A high IQ brain is basically a pattern recognition machine on steroids. They see connections where everyone else just sees a mess. In people, in numbers, even in random phrases. It's like a game of connect the dots, where they see the whole picture before the pen even touches the paper. This isn't magic. It's just a program running in the background 24/7. When they say, I knew that would happen, it isn't luck. It's their internal system predicting the outcome. And honestly, it can be exhausting, because once you see the world in this resolution, you can't just switch it off. Habit 4. We solve problems nobody even asked about. You know that person who looks at a messy process and thinks, I could automate this in 5 minutes. That's the one. Seeing things run poorly causes them actual physical pain. To them, this isn't work. It's a puzzle, a mental quest. They build systems and tweak everything around them just for the thrill of it. It's their version of a video game. The only downside? They lose their cool when others can't see the solution glowing like a neon sign in their head. Habit 5. We read to build things, not just to finish the book. A high IQ reading list looks like a system glitch. Philosophy on Monday, neuroscience on Tuesday, ancient history by the weekend. It isn't random. It's cross-training for the mind. They don't need to master everything. They're collecting different ways to think, blending all those angles into one unique view. Habit 6. We think in layers, not circles. Yeah, we overthink, but not the way you think. Most people spin the same worry around in a loop. High IQ folks build skyscrapers. They calculate every scenario, find every flaw, and run hundreds of simulations in their head before they make a move. This isn't just anxiety. It's strategic depth, like playing chess 10 moves ahead. That's why they seem calm in big moments. They've already lived through every failure in their mind and found the way out. Habit 7. They can sit in silence and actually enjoy it. Most people can't stand a quiet room. It feels empty, awkward, almost uncomfortable. Silence is a mirror. It forces you to look at your own reflections. And if we're being honest, that's a scary place for most people. But for someone with a high IQ, that quiet space is exactly what they're looking for. It's where their brain finally organizes the chaos and sorts through the data. Those aha moments that look like magic to everyone else, they're born in stillness. They're not ignoring you. They're not being cold. They're just processing in 8K. In a world that never stops screaming, their ability to sit and think is their secret weapon. That's where clarity lives. Habit 8. They are brutally honest with themselves. Now, this part might sting a little. Highly intelligent people don't use a sugarcoat filter on their own failures. When they mess up, they don't blame the universe or bad luck. They look in the mirror and say, "That was on me." Most of us tell ourselves small lies just to sleep better at night. They don't. They know you can't debug a program if you refuse to read the error code. That level of honesty keeps their mind sharp, even if it makes them seem intense. To them, being mediocre feels like betraying their own hardware. Habit 9. They manage energy, not just their clock. While most people obsess over schedules and hours, high IQ minds track focus instead. They know exactly when their internal processor is running at peak power. Deep work happens when the signal is strong. Creative chaos comes next. Easy tasks wait until the battery is low. They don't force productivity because they've learned something most people miss. Time might feel endless. Mental energy is not. Protect your peak hours, and the rest of the day takes care of itself. Habit 10. They know how to sound normal. Here's the real plot twist. The smartest people rarely sound smart. They blend in. They take massive, complex ideas and translate them into language anyone can understand. That's where raw intelligence meets heart. Real genius isn't using big words to make people feel small. It's using clear words to make people feel seen. That's the ultimate flex. So if any of this sounds like your life, don't brush it off. You don't need a trophy or a degree to prove you're intelligent. Your habits are already broadcasting the truth. The real question isn't how much brain power you have. It's how well you're running the operating system you were given. Which one of these hit you the hardest? Let me know in the comments. Let's see how many of us are quietly running at a higher resolution while just trying to look normal. Subscribe if this way of thinking resonates with you.